Hello, and welcome to the Self-Care with Herbs segment of the Elder Tree podcast. I'm your host, Jess Bosker, naturopath, herbalist, and medicine maker. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the Bandjalang people, the traditional custodians of the land on which I live, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Now, come along and join me each month for beautiful conversations with guests from across the country, exploring ways we can weave plant medicine into our days to enrich our experience of self-care, sharing routines, rituals, and recipes for elevating mind, body, and spirit. Cheryl Smith is a medicinal herb farmer and artisan distiller who balances a busy corporate role with a passion for regenerative agriculture and soil health. With a dedication to leaning into nature and country, Cheryl brings a unique perspective to the intersection of business and environmental holding. Join us as we explore Cheryl's journey, insights and innovative approaches to nurturing life, land and leadership. Growing up in the city, Cheryl always noticed the dandelions popping up in the cracks of the pavement. But it wasn't until she moved onto the land and started observing herbs through the seasons that a deeper connection was formed. A spark was lit, and Cheryl's thirst for knowledge inspired her to begin studying herbal medicine, learning how to grow, harvest, and make medicines. Cheryl and her husband Mike, an agronomist, are passionate about soil health, and from very early on, Cheryl has been fascinated by the way the constituents of the herbs reflect the health of the soil. Cheryl and Mike hold the country at Solum on stunning Yaegl land, which provides ample opportunities for the profound lessons that Cheryl has discovered can be learnt through observation. Watching, listening, and absorbing is the medicine, an invitation to pause and reflect. Like many of us, Cheryl has always prioritised others first, and it wasn't until she experienced the illness that followed a tick bite that she was forced to slow down and listen to her body. It was at this time that herbs became hugely supportive and that self-care became non-negotiable. Our discussion of self-care dives into the dynamics of how we're raised and the patterns that form as a result of witnessing the way others look after themselves when we're young. Deep impressions that can be difficult to shift. Cheryl tells a beautiful story of passion flower and her tendrils that reach out and envelope us during times of trauma and burnout. Going deep with a single herb, forming strong relationships and knowing and understanding of a herb on many levels is a great joy of Cheryl's. She credits the work of Heidi Wedd for inspiring this way of working and interacting with plants. Towards the end of our chat, we hear Cheryl share her deep connection with Withania, a root medicine that is currently offering her an invitation to observe and a doorway to reconnecting with a lifelong passion for plant medicine. Good morning and welcome, Cheryl. It's so lovely to be here with you in your beautiful space, looking out over those beautiful green trees in this wonderful, wonderful spot that you have here. I'm so looking forward to our conversation.
Thanks, Jess. It's really lovely to have you here. Yeah. And before we get chatting today, is it okay if I just do an acknowledgement?
I'd love you to, thank you.
I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of where we are today on Yaegl country and pay my respects and our respects to elders past, present and emerging.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thanks so much, Cheryl. I really appreciate that. We're here today to talk all about self-care with herbs. So what self-care means to you, what it might look like when it might slide at times, and how you weave herbs into your daily self-care. But before we get into that, I'd really like to hear from you. We've known each other for a long time, but I'd really like to hear the story of how your relationship with plant medicine began. Let's go right back to the beginning and find out from you. Yeah, let's go back and when you first started to develop a relationship with the plants.
Yeah, well, that's a really interesting question because I grew up in the city. So I always had this fascination with dandelions, and I was always making dandy chains and wearing them. And I was born in the city, but I was also in suburbia all the time. So they were the flower that I saw all the time, and so I was quite obsessed with flowers. But I never related them from the plants into medicine until we moved onto a farm out northwest. And we went to, I bought yarrow home. So I had the farm and it was 50 acres on a river flat, and there was all these amazing plants, like the dog rose turned up, and I thought, oh, what's that? So, this is before Google.
Yes.
So I couldn't go and just Google what that was. I was going then into the library.
Yes.
And I became all of a sudden fascinated and quite obsessed with herb books, and so that place. So whilst I had an introduction to dandelion, through that childhood joy, the first plant medicine that really came to me was the yarrow. Through just going, I might just grab that. Then discovering that it was coagulant, and then just seeing the flowers for the first time.
Yes.
And I remember squishing the leaves of the yarrow.
So soft.
Yes. And I remember my joy calling out to my husband going, Mike, check this out. And he's like, oh, okay. It flourished out west as well. Because you had the icy cold mornings.
Yes.
We had minus degrees out there. So we really got into, I was able to observe the plant through the seasons.
Yes.
So yarrow was the first
beautiful
connection for me.
Yeah.
And that was the start of... I started my herbalist degree and never finished. And then I just went into, what is plant medicine? How do I make it? So then I just started doing courses, and then it led me to soil and permaculture and growing. And then I realised that I didn't want to be in service in terms of looking after people, in that sense, but I did want to grow.
Yes.
And the connection with my partner, he is an agronomist and the dirt doctor, basically.
Yes.
So, just talking to him about the active constituents in the herbs and how they're affected by the health of the soil is just something that I'm still, to this day, absolutely fascinates me.
Yes. Yes.
So that's my first link in.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And when you were first introduced to yarrow and playing with her, was it more about growing, or were you experiencing her medicinal properties as well?
Well, I think the medicine was in the observation.
Yes. Yes.
Because not only was I learning about the plant, but I was also observing the seasons and observing the seasons in that place, in that country, in that time.
Yes.
So it was out west, so four very distinct seasons.
Yes.
Rather than what we have down here, which we sort of have a wet and not so wet.
Bit more wet.
And a bit more dry, depending on what, we won't go there, but what other things happening at the time, whether it's the drought or whatever's happening to us on the East Coast here. So the 4 seasons out there. So I think the medicine was more so in
the observation.
And the opportunity and invitation. I feel like the plant yarrow, and I don't know how this connects in actually, I'm thinking that now into her active constituents, but in a way she invited me to stop. Like she stops the blood, she just paused, okay, let's observe, let's see what's going on here, let's just have a look. And then I became obsessed with root systems and how the rhizomes on the root collect the nutrients and and that exchange as well. And the yarrow she likes a really lush soil. And
happy plants. Happy plants, happy soil equals potent medicine, right?
Potent medicine, happy body.
That's it. And so from there, Cheryl, we're sitting here on Solum today. Where did that journey evolve from the first introduction to yarrow, and how did your plant medicine journey go from there?
Wow, that's a great question. So I sort of have dabbled in and gone away again. I also work in corporate, so I think that is really the point at where my plant journey has said, well, the plants have actually said to me, come on, it's time, let's dance.
Yes.
You know, so as you know, I've been on the land here, I've been bitten by a tick.
Yes.
And then the support that I needed from the plants to recover from that, from the Borrelia and Bartonella infections, and then the allergies and all of the stuff that's sort of rolled on from that. But the dance in and the invitation in really came from, being lucky enough to be able to hold Solum. I don't like the word stewarding the land, so a friend, Ashana, introduced me to the word holding the land, holding country, which is really lovely.
Yes.
So the opportunity came to hold Solum 10 years ago, and it's actually on this plug of incredible soil, it's just phenomenal. And I said to Mike, I think this is the place, I think we can grow some herbs. I actually got and that's, as you know, how wonderful things just come across your path. Heidi Weed's calendula download, so she offered that for free online. So I read it and I've gone, I need to build relationships with plants. And then I started to study, and I have a plant communication mentor, and I started to study with Kathy full time because she's also a distiller, and then I'd done a distillation course. So this alchemizing of my expression with the plants, or let me just correct that, the plants' expression through me. They're the lead, aren't they? And to what would come here on Solum Farm, which is now medicinal herbs, wholesale and distillation. And as we talked about, a laboratory forming. The hubble bubble stuff.
So tell us about some of the relationships that you've developed with herbs, growing them here.
So there's the Salvia apiana, so the white sage, which I bought knowing full well it's completely wrong ecology. Well, wrong. I have thought about this for the plant.
Yes.
The Salvia is, to me, it's this really beautiful adolescent masculine plant where it wanted to be planted in a certain spot and left alone. It's just at that stage where it wants to just do its own thing. There's not much around it.
Yeah.
It has clear boundaries, and it really it stands, it holds its own, and so that's been a beautiful presentation of the plant on the farm. And then I've gone and read about the plant and its active constituents and its uses, and then we all know everyone loves white sage, and just to have that one has been really amazing. And then the passion flower as well.
Yes, tell us about passion flower.
Well, I guess, through that, what I was referencing before, being post blood infection, I became really fatigued and my nervous system was fried. And then I'll pop up passion flower, and here, have one of these. This might be a plant you'd like, Cheryl. Maybe you should plant it on the farm. Be careful, it travels a long way. Make sure you control it. So I begin to observe the passion flower in the paddock. And I don't know, have you noticed? Its tendrils reach out and literally just draw in whatever it's touching.
Yes.
And I thought, that's what it feels like when I ingest it, when I have tea. I feel like she lands me. I feel like it's just like, it's okay, go to sleep.
Yeah, I've got you with my tendril.
I've got you with my tendril. Not to mention that
flower.
The flowers.
Yes.
The tendrils are what fascinated me. So when I began to produce it for sale, Nimbin, Sammy at Nimbin Apothecary buys majority of our stuff wholesale.
Yes.
I kept the tendrils in.
Great idea.
Yeah, because I think it's a really important part
of the medicine. Yes.
Yeah, and the mainstream stuff, all the imported herbs that I would see.
No tendrils.
No tendrils that I could see. And I thought, no, that's really important. We need that medicine. We need that tendril. We need that extension of that energy to land us.
Yes.
So, I guess that's my secret sauce.
Yes.
I observe the plant.
Yes.
Tulsi, the Queen of Herbs, she's phenomenal here on farm and has a majestic place. The Queen has a majestic part in our world. And doesn't like this rain though, this heavy rain that we've got. She's really not happy.
And humidity.
Yeah. But like the Queen, should we just leave her alone?
Yes.
She'll let us know. And I noticed yesterday when I was walking through the garden that she's quite ready for another harvest. So we're doing another distillation.
Beautiful. And what about calendula? How did that relationship deepen as your first?
I'm so grateful for Heidi for her writings for that because, so the calendula, I wasn't just, we're using it in many different forms. I was selling the flower wholesale. And then I became just obsessed with the resins as you harvest the calendula, as you know, right?
Stick your fingers.
Yes. That has to be medicine.
Yes.
I'm talking like 2,000 or 3,000 plants we've got in the ground. So we have and it's all manual.
Yes.
All manual harvest.
Yes.
So we had really, really resinous fingers. And I've just gone, okay. But I was always aware that I was cutting off the potential of the plant. And then in Heidi's expression and writing, it's a masculine plant. So then I had a conversation with the plant because the harvest was okay.
Yes.
But it wasn't, this is in the early days, it wasn't absolutely abundantly thriving. So I said to the plant, right, well, look, I know your potential is what we are harvesting. This is what we're here for. There's some crazy conversations.
Yeah, not crazy at all.
and I just said, okay, well, the last round, I'll leave. So the last bloom, which economically and, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You're letting a whole resinous, beautiful flower, but I'm letting the bees have their day.
Yes.
Well, not I'm allowing, it's allowing.
Yes.
The process allows for that.
Yes.
So since we made that shift, it just flower
Abundance.
upon flower upon flower.
Wow.
It's just like keep coming back and we just keep having this return guest. So,
yes.
And that was really around, based on that writing piece, Heidi's and the Wildflower Walker piece that she'd written about the calendula and the masculine nature. And there's so much more to it. I'm just like tipping.
Yes.
That's just the edge. You'd have to go and read her work.
Yes.
But that really influenced me. It really influenced me to, just understand these herbs that I was bringing in. And you've got the herbs that are on the land and on country that I haven't even begun to look at yet. So, it's a whole life.
It's all the way, it's taking you back to that initial thought of connection, observation, and weaving that into how we have that relationship with the plant. I love that, Cheryl.
Yeah, I think it's essential to holistic medicine and essential to holistic, the whole plant, whole plant medicine.
Yes. Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely, rather than that really reductionist.
Yeah.
Here's a tablet, here's your brown bottle.
Yeah.
This will do this for that. No,
Yeah.
let's be a little bit
really
broader in our
and
relationship.
I think I'll keep going back to the soil forever and a day. But the organic matter in the soil and the worms and the biology and just the surrounding ecology that we have here is all contributes to the vibrancy of the herbs.
Absolutely.
So lucky.
Yes.
So lucky.
Yes. That's a beautiful story, Cheryl. I've loved hearing how from that initial, introduction with yarrow and starting right from that moment when you first met the plant, observing her through the seasons and how that's really developed into how you work with plants today. Yeah, lovely.
Thank you, it has.
Yeah.
I've never sort of put it all together. Thank you.
So we're going to dive into the self-care aspect of this chat now, and what I'd really like to hear from you is just on a broad idea of what does self-care mean to you, just broadly?
Wow, self-care's been a massive journey for me, as I've been a mum since I was 19, and I have always prioritised everyone around me. So in this last 5 years, that's been the big journey for me. Is you've got to prioritise yourself.
Yes.
You've got to, what does Buddha say? Light the incense for yourself first.
Yes.
You know? The first prayer and everything is, please make me healthy so I can be in service.
Yes.
You know? So there's that, and that was quite a big flip for me, just really bringing my energy back into, well, if I'm healthy, if I'm caring for myself, then I have that extra energy to do that hard work. And, Yeah. So I guess self-care for me, I'm going to tell you a little story.
I'd love you to.
So I've been bitten by the tick, and I was really unwell, and I was super fatigued, and I'm working really fast. I'm going to talk really fast because this is how I talk, right?
Yes.
And I'm working, and I have absolutely, possibly no time to stop. And I walk into this amazing practitioner's place in Yamba, and what is it when you do the drop dosing? You
the muscle testing.
Yeah, she did all that. Anyway, I come in and I never forget it now. She must have giggled. She was so cool. I'm so blessed with this lady. I had my briefcase under my arm, and I was sitting there, and I was sitting in front of her, and I said, look, I've got no time to stop. I just need something.
Give it to me now.
Give me that pill. I need to you just got to fix it.
So I can keep going.
Yeah, I needed to keep going because there's a meeting in half an hour. And it was really, I think back to that girl now, and I just want to give her a hug, because, you know, that was just, I was that coiled spring, you know, absolutely ready, dynamic, ready to smash anything out of the park at any given time, but it came at a cost.
Yes.
The cost was my adrenals, the cost was my joy, the cost was so many different things.
Yes.
Anyway, bless her, she just asked me to put my bag down for a moment. She asked me to take my shoes off, and then she started to rub my feet.
Oh.
And I just went, oh, what is happening? But that was the first time that I'd ever, when you say self-care,
been
really, truly, absolutely turned the phone off, said no.
Yes.
And that was the journey. Got some homeopathics, got some herbs.
Yes.
I couldn't even tell you what she gave me now, but it absolutely started this journey of unravelling, and that was 5 years ago. And it's just been this massive unwinding.
Yes.
And I don't think it's any mistake that a lot of the herbs we grow here on Solum are nervous system herbs. That's quite funny. So just then integrating. And at this stage, I knew I was really unwell, so I began to integrate. I thought, right, I need some practitioners, I need a team.
Yes.
And really privileged, acknowledging the fact that I had the resources to do this, because, you know, and I went and studied with a lady who did deep rest, nervous system repair.
Ah, beautiful.
So that was the physical aspect.
Yes.
And then I had a herbalist who gave me, again, I would suggest they were adrenal tonics and support and nourishing support. I couldn't tell you what they were because I was I was really in that receiving mode.
Yes.
And then mental health stuff.
But it was that first
psychosocial.
Yes, that first moment of, okay, you need to put that bag down, take those shoes off,
never forget that.
Pause.
I was not going to take my shoes off. You know what? That part of me is still there, and I can call her in at any time, and it's a really lovely tool in my backpack. But she's not hitting.
Yes, she's not at the fore.
She's not. She's just part.
Yes.
So
We started to touch a little bit then on some of the whispers that may become shouts that we hear from our bodies when self-care hasn't been a priority for a long time.
Yeah.
What are those whispers for you, and how do you recognise them?
They've changed. So the whispers for me were just needing to sleep 3 hours in the afternoon and then being back in bed. So like sheer exhaustion.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the whisper for me. It was more like a sledgehammer than a whisper.
Yes.
So if I'd listened to whispers prior to that, I would have given up the 4 cups of coffee that I was ready to. It was all going on. Like,
Yes.
the case study, right? But now the whispers are. I would even go as far as to suggest is that I've got them integrated into that they're not there because my self-care and my self-care routine is the first thing I do every day now. It's not negotiable. I'm a sauna, I do the gym, I absolutely, I take my supplements, I take my herbs, I eat really well, and that is it just can't be negotiable because it's either that or living. And it was quite an extreme illness, so I've come back from that, and I've been in that place where, all jokes aside, it was pretty hectic.
Yes.
So I'd say the whispers now would be maybe actually that's a really interesting question. I don't know what they are right now. I don't know if they're there.
Because you're not hearing them.
I'm not hearing them.
There's none there.
Yeah. But maybe there are,
Yeah.
Catch up with you later and
yes.
Hey Jess.
Yes.
Got a whisper.
Yes.
But at the moment they used to be.
So on the flip side now, not hearing those whispers because you have, you've listened to that sledgehammer. It's been impossible to ignore. What are the changes in you? I mean, they're profound, obviously.
Yeah.
But looking back to where you were, it may be even prior to your illness when you were in that mode of go, 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 and compared to now when really there's no need for whispers because you've listened and you've got that routine so firmly in place. To bring it back to the herbs, I think I've got a little bit more of a salvia energy going on. I've got some really clear boundaries. Yes.
I've got some absolutely clear boundaries in my business life, in my personal world, with my family. There are no boundaries with my grandchildren. They can have whatever they want. Yes. I just those clear boundaries are really there, and I think that's been the biggest.
And what about the change in yourself physically, mentally, emotionally from when you were in that state of I'm not going to put my bag down. No, I don't have time to now when you are prioritising those things.
Well, that girl who wouldn't put a bag down was also teaching dance 3 days a week, and I was quite fit.
Yes.
Which I lost. And I was only reflecting on it the other day. So we're in our home here, and when we moved in was just at that start of that recovery time, and I couldn't walk up the stairs. I slept downstairs for the first month until I could make the 9 stairs to get upstairs. So now what I'm experiencing is through these input, through these investment, through just backing myself, just going, okay. Through letting the medicine of the herbs in and good food. It's not just the plants, but it's also allowing that whole process, in. I'm getting that return on it. I'm able to do more, which is the gym and walking, and I got invited to a boogie boarding club on a Saturday morning.
How gorgeous!
I can do that.
Oh,
so,
yes.
I got an invitation this morning.
Fantastic.
I'm going.
Great.
Why not start boogie boarding at 55?
And you've got the energy to do it now, right?
Yeah, it's exactly, thank you. That's the best point. It's not I can't do that because I'm feeling. It's like, actually to do that, I'd have to move that there, but I think that can be doable,
Yeah, I can say yes. Yeah, without spreading myself too thinly.
Yeah. And then if I do feel myself spreading too thin, I just pull back. I don't feel guilty anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do that at the moment.
Yeah. That actually brings us nicely to my next question, because I think one of the barriers to self-care is often guilt. Guilt is a really big one for many people who, like you mentioned yourself, have always been a giver and have always prioritised everybody else first. Often guilt is a barrier in that sort of situation. Are there any other barriers that you can put your finger on that have prevented you from investing in those things that are norm now?
I think it's the dynamics of how we're raised as well.
Yes.
And what we see around us.
Yes.
And the intergenerational just practice. So I'm very different in my family and in terms of spirituality, and I call myself the rainbow sheep of the family, right? So I'm loved and welcomed, and I'm different. So I think that has been being able to be who I am.
Yes.
Rather than be
who you were raised.
Who I was raised as.
Yes.
is a deep thing.
Yes.
And there's the boundaries. And I think it's just also having that close team around you, so that people who aren't in that family group. So, if we can, having the support groups there is really important as well. Whether it's a social group or something outside of yourself is a game changer of immediate your caring space, your inner circle.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a huge one.
It's a huge one. I just so love our conversations, right? I just love them. And then I love a deep conversation, and I love dropping in really deeply, like come free to talk.
Down we go.
Yes. Tap right down there. Let's have a really good chat and pop up. And we might not see each other for 6 months, but when we do, it's like
off we go.
It's a real privilege.
Off we go.
Really wonderful. And I think that really shines. It stokes the fire.
It does.
Stokes that. I can do this. I've got that social connect.
It's a really common theme throughout the conversations that I've had with people on the podcast, that sense that we are often quite isolated, and especially young families who are raising children, and having that sense, as you said, a wider network beyond what that immediate family, where often the guilt is holding us. I have to care for these people, whereas if we're seeing out and reaching out and beyond, whether that be people who are caring for us or our wider community or friends, I think that can kind of help ease the guilt, because it's a vice versa. We're getting connection both ways.
I love that. And it's also a permission.
Yes.
It's giving yourself permission to, it used to be massive for me, quite a traditional setup and this was all self-imposed.
Yes.
Right?
Which it often is.
Yes.
For
me, it was all of this was a story, a great story. I had a whole movie going. That I needed to set everything up prior to me being able to go and do something for myself. So and I think the dance that I did, the teaching that I did allowed me, that was one of the first things that I did, is I took myself away from the family unit, and I'd go for a week at a time, and that was huge. And then my spiritual practice as well. I'll go bush for a week, just hang out, and just sit on country for a couple of days at a time, and just be there. So that's really really been, and it fills my heart. It fills the batteries. It regenerates me. I thought that I had to have everything,
all the ducks lined up. Or everything will fall down around us.
When you come home, there's still going to be everything. Quite a traditional model. And that's coming back to the stories that we're raised with, isn't it? And the way that we're raised, and the influences, and what we observe as we're being raised. And I think it's very common as a woman for mothers to have been putting everyone else's needs first. That's what we see as daughters. Then that's the pattern that it's easy to follow, and it takes effort. And I celebrate my daughter-in-law and my daughter, who are women in their mid-30s who who do prioritise themselves and are wonderful mothers and the best of friends to their girlfriends, as well as being, you know, fabulous partners.
Yes,
and
mothers
and friends.
Yes.
You know, that social group as well. So they've taught me a lot.
Yes.
Again, observing.
Yes.
Jazz,
Yes.
I observe them.
Yes.
And I go, oh, I wish I'd thought of that when I was 30, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. For this next gen fam. I'm just so excited to watch these strong women coming through. And I've got 2 really inspiring women right
in your
next to me,
circle.
daughter and daughter-in-law.
Yes.
So,
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very lovely.
Changes afoot.
Yeah, and it's just an absolute privilege to observe them, be with them.
You started to talk a little bit about your ritual of, you know, spending time out in the bush, and I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the rituals and routines that you weave in being exposed to plant medicine in different ways, and whether that is being out in the bush or whether that's connecting with the plants as you're growing them. What ways do you bring the plants in for your self-care? Yeah.
So I do that through incense making, and I like to make, and I like, so first of all, I love how I can pick the incense up and just take it with me, and I feel like I have that connection to Solum wherever I go. Because I've got some incense there that is just all Solum herbs.
Beautiful.
And then I've got another that has some, I'm really particular where I source everything from. I'm where did that grow? Who grew that? Let me talk to you if I'm going to buy something and bring it into my making.
Yes.
And I managed to be gifted some frankincense resin from Oman. It was like, wow. And I got to meet the growers and see their website, and not growers, harvesters, and just talk to them about the different styles and everything. So anyway, sorry, I digress there a bit.
No, nice.
So that would come in as well.
Yes.
So there's that relationship within the incense. So I do tend to take a little vial of incense wherever I go. Because I go very, very simply, very, very minimalist. Yes. Yeah, just whatever the absolute basics I need. Yes. Probably more food and tea than anything. And and then I have done some ritual journeys. I'm fascinated with dietas. I'm just fascinated with like a lengthy journey with one herb. Yes. And only one, and really lessening the worldly influences while we're journeying with the herb. So that's where I'm going next, is really diving into the single herb understanding and journeying with the single herb. So that would be how I would take that into the space. I've done one with rose, which was phenomenal. Yes. Yeah, the rose data. Beautiful. Rose journey, I'll call that. Was just brilliant. Yeah, did that over 4 days. Wow. Yeah. And obviously the preparation before, I didn't just have a baked tea the night before and then jump into rose. It was a couple. There's a lot of prep. There's a whole podcast, but there's a lot of prep into that. And then, and then doing the 4 days, taking the plant in. Is this what you meant? Yes. Yeah. Yes. So and then taking the plant down to the campfire and working with it over the campfire or back in the apothecary, mixing and making the different presentations, the different products, the different not like that word product, but the different expressions of the plant and how they come out. Yes. Is my ritual. That is my practice.
And as part of that journey, are you taking the herb in any way and observing? Observing how she feels. Yeah.
And the aroma, I think, for me, is probably the first place I start. Is smell. Yes. And if it's safe, taste. Texture. And then I don't draw the plant or really tactile visualize it in any way until the end. Yes. And then I read the book. So my senses are open, heart space,
Yes.
hearing.
Yes. It's all fresh.
It's all fresh, and it's listening to the expression of the plant outside the construct of and how I learnt when I did most of my degree was really just sitting down, materia medica,
Yes.
and then the uses, the body system, and its relationship with and everything. So I guess for me this feels like the other end.
Yes.
The start, the primal ritual end, or the animist end of it. So yeah, that's my ritual.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that sounds like something that you do sort of periodically. On a day-to-day, are there ways that the plants make their way into your self-care? In what way? Yeah, let's talk through some of those.
So simply is the rosemary. Nearly every day within our food, and the walk down the garden to pick it and come back. And herb teas are a big one.
Yes. Beautiful.
So that would be. And then I do like your was it a glycerate you gifted me last time?
Yes.
Last time.
Yes.
And I do like that. That's sitting up on my bench. And I'm like, I'll have that.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, and that's a beautiful one. I love adding glycertrax into hot drinks, like into a nice warm cocoa or a carob drink, or just adds that depth. And
I guess thanks for the reminder. I do cook a lot. I do with the cacao. I cook with that every week. With cacao and rose.
Beautiful.
So, it's part of just my daily nutrition.
Yes. And being here in this place, it's
quite
quite difficult.
Plugged in, right?
Yes.
It's 10 acres of arable country and then 15 acres of forest that hasn't been logged for nearly 90 years now.
Wow.
So, it's beautiful.
On a day-to-day, you're experiencing the magic of the plants just by being here.
And they scream out to you sometimes.
Do you have a favourite ritual or recipe that you may not be leaning on now, but you might have leant on in the past that you'd like to share in terms of plant medicine?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I'd like to share my easy body scrub.
Love to hear it,
because it's just so simple and so accessible to everyone.
Yes.
And people can get their pen and paper out and write it down. They probably already do it.
Yes.
It's and your quantities depend on how much you want to make.
Yes.
So it could be, I'll go 1 part, 2 parts.
Yes.
Okay, and then you can make it cups.
Yeah, beautiful. I like ratios.
So it's a 1 part, really finely ground. I just do it in my NutriBullet. Pink sea salt.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, really fine. That's really important. And then I do 1/4 part, so half of that is pink clay, Australian pink clay.
Yes.
And then I do about 4 drops of rose. And if you can't get rose oil, it's quite expensive. Geranium rose is nice, but just use a little less because it's more
pungent.
Pungent. And then I mix that with the tiniest amount of coconut oil.
Beautiful.
And I use the liquid coconut oil.
Yes.
It's just nice.
Yes.
And then that goes into my little bowl.
Yeah.
And so my process is to just lightly wet my body down, not too wet, but just really lightly, because it dissolves. That mixture will really dissolve on your skin. So you can do a dry scrub if you like, depending on the sensitivity of your skin.
Yes.
If you're uber sensitive, you wouldn't want to do a dry one because it might irritate.
Yes.
But just with that oil makes it deliciously gentle as well. And remember, if you've got rose petals, you can throw some rose petals in. You've got the cranberry hibiscus is beautiful in this. If you dried that and pop that in, it's just delicious on your skin. Everything's pink and red, so it's just a really nourishing, nurturing, delicious whole body scrub.
Gift for the senses.
Yeah, it is. It's a really lovely. And if maybe you want to add something, a higher note to that, you can put in a little bit of a rosemary. And if you were doing it before you want to think or you stimulate your thought process. Probably some rosemary or some. I have used lemon scented tea tree, but just a little bit of it.
Tiny, beautiful.
Yeah, so you just adjust the oils to what you want.
Yes.
Maybe you really want to land yourself and go to sleep, and I'd put a drop of vetiver oil in there and just go, boom, okay, off you go now.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that's a body scrub.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Yeah, let yourself
And do
down,
you
wash
wash it off afterwards?
Yeah, so you'll just do your full scrub in a lightly wet body, remembering it'll dissolve, and just take your time with that. One of the most beautiful practices I've learnt was from an Ayurvedic practitioner, where she did a morning massage every morning with a black sesame oil. I'll never forget it. And we're at this workshop for a whole week, and every morning I just said to her, "Can I join you?" She went, "Yeah." So every morning at sunrise, we're out on the deck, and she started at her toes. And I think this is it, this landing, this grounding, this...
Take your shoes down, put your bag down.
Shoes up, put your bag down, and rub your own feet, right?
Yes.
And I start really slowly, and I just do that full body scrub.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then it just rinses off beautifully. The clay is a little bit astringent, but it actually is just this beautiful, nourishing with the oil.
Yes.
And the salt just takes off. Salt just sorts it out.
Oh, how beautiful. And do you tend to make up just what you need?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. And I think that becomes part of the ritual as well.
Get yourself a nice little vessel.
I'm going to care for myself now. Everyone just, I'm just, the bathroom door shut.
Yes.
My everyone is 2 cats and a hubby at the moment, but it's for other people listening, it'll be very different. And, and what I have done when the kids were home, I've been doing that for quite a while, and they'd see Mum go into the bathroom with a candle, and they go, okay,
this is Mum's time.
Mum's time.
Yes.
Have my headphones on.
Yes.
With my music playing.
Yes.
And that sort of stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, what a gorgeous ritual and lovely, lovely recipe.
So simple, and it can be done in an apartment. And this is one of the things I love. Yes, I'm plugged into nature here, but I've also lived in the city, Jess, and it's just, you've got to be able to find that dandy growing up.
Yes.
Between the concrete, right?
Yes.
So that's something that you can actually obtain. You can get anywhere, and you can do anywhere.
Yes.
And still feel connected.
Yeah, and it's those scents, bring the sense of nature in. Wherever you are. Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah. Really lovely. Yeah. This next question is going to be a really tricky one for you. Okay. What I want to know is, Cheryl, what is your favourite plant? And which one do you have the deepest connection with? And why is that?
Oh, wow. So, wow. Don't tell them I said this. So ashwagandha is my current favourite. We were talking about that earlier, and we've had quite a journey with ashwagandha, and the absolute experience of smelling the roots on harvest is just, and the way they look, and I'm just in love. Absolutely, it's my current rock star on the farm. Don't tell anyone else.
Favourites change.
But the ashwagandha, and even just the abundance in its seed, and again, another herb we have to be really cautious with, because if we plant it will propagate and grow and keep growing and take over. So, and it's root medicine as well. So I'm really interested in the root medicine and how, from a soil perspective, how I can get the deepest, longest, fattest tap roots possible. What do I need? I need a loose soil. I need this, that, and the other. So I like the ashwagandha, and the laboratory for me is really just the observation of ashwagandha. And what was the other question?
Why is Withania your current favourite?
Probably because of the laboratory aspect. Probably because it's giving me the opportunity to observe and interact. Yet another plant, yet another herb, and then what that will then lead me to do is to pick the books up again. Yes. So I've been talking. It's been very quiet here on the farm at the moment. We've just been composting and thinking about what we actually do as a business. Yes. So sort of start and regenerate with a beautiful, it's a nervous system
It
herb,
is.
isn't it?
Adaptogenic.
Yeah, adaptogenic.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how are we going to, that's beautiful then, when you think about that, how we're going to adapt into the space. So it'll teach me a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's opening the door for you.
She will. Yeah. So that's
And
my
how
favourite.
have your experiences been with taking Withania internally in the past?
Oh, my body just loves it. Just absolutely loves it. It's
Yes.
like, you know, I need, just, can we get some more of that?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
Yes.
really
What's your
something.
favourite way to take her?
I've had it with a hot chocolate.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, just in my hot chocolate.
Do you want to describe a little bit about the habit and what Withania looks like for someone who hasn't seen her grow?
Yeah, so she's I don't know if it's a she. Anyway, I have to go and have a look. I'll get back to you on that.
Yes.
It's a funny looking herb, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not what you think. So it's all root.
Yes.
Really. So Withania is harvested. So it's harvested as it's a root herb, and the root's where the medicine is. Though I'm told by Pat that the leaves are also good for the blender as well.
And high in
I
iron.
haven't high in iron, so I haven't ever tried that. That'll be part of the laboratory.
And the little red berries.
The little red
What's in
berries,
there?
they're seeds. So it has these beautiful aerial parts of the plant, have a square stem. It's quite woody, and then from that pops this little
lantern.
Yes. Lantern. What a great! I was just thinking, how will I describe that?
Yes.
So it's a lantern, and within the lantern is this red seed, and within the red seed is like 5,000. That's an exaggeration. It's probably about 50 to 100 seeds per pod, which is why I said it's quite prolific. You have to really, when we do plant it here on farm, every time it seeds, we are down there. We harvest those seeds. So that's the aerial parts of the plant, and then we get into the root, which, as I said before, is just probably one of the most divine things I've ever seen grow. Besides, I do love the root medicines. I like comfrey as well. Licorice is pretty amazing. But, it just has this, from a soil nerd as well, it just has this way of moving through the soil. So that would make, to me, just think about adapt, how it adapts within the soil, how it moves around. So it makes its root system really quite fascinating. So when you dig it up and you wash it out, it's got this really intricate root system.
Almost a mirror of what the soil's doing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's quite a reflector of what the soil's doing. So that's one of my favourite things.
And the scent.
Oh, the aroma. Thank you. Oh, wow. It's like, can I eat this?
I know.
I can't put this directly in my mouth. It's covered in soil.
Yes.
I'm just going to smell it.
I know. Notes
so
of caramel, isn't
caramel,
it? Yes.
And I can't explain it except for going, that's it, isn't it?
That's
it. Oh, okay. And the only other root that it's really given me that experience is the vetiver. So I wonder, I might even have a play around. I wonder what the active constituents
Those together.
are. If there's any sort of correlation, between what their chemical, the compound makeup is, because that would be fascinating.
Interesting.
But the actual,
my whole apothecary currently smells it. I've just dug up.
Does it?
Yes.
I saw that you did.
Yes, so my whole apothecary, I walk in and go, as you said,
nice.
Settle.
Yes.
Beautiful medicine.
Yeah, it's beautiful medicine.
Well, thank you so much, Cheryl. We've heard some beautiful stories of connection and observation, and how those two key things really influence the way that you interact with plants. And a beautiful story at the end of how Withania is starting to open the door for you back into your practice, welcoming you back in, adapting that resilience. Where will we go next? It's just a beautiful way to finish the chat.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me and for everything you do.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you tuned into this episode of Self-Care with Herbs, a segment of the Elder Tree podcast. The Elder Tree is a non-profit dedicated to putting the medicine in the hands of the people through grassroots herbal education and earth skills, weaving a strong community of herbalists, healers, and plant folk in Australia. If you'd like to dive a little deeper, you can head over to our Patreon, The Elder Tree Trove, to access special content from our podcast guests. I hope you found something in this episode that has inspired you to begin to lean into those plant allies and to experience your practice of self-care blossoming and blooming. I look forward to sharing more ways you can weave plant medicine into your days next month.